G'day guys, just Rob here, just doing another video for you. Looks like I've been tagged in this movie tag that's sort of going around, sort of tagged by Kevin, aka DrHasslein. He's sort of tagged me to make a bit of a response video to answer some movie related questions, so I'll happy to sort of take part in that. First things first, I might just have to give a bit of an apology. I think there's actually a very noisy next door. So that's what's that noise you can hear. I think it's some bulldozers or something. They knocked down a house the other day over there, so I think they're sort of cleaning up the yard a bit and to get it flat or something. Anyway, so that's what you can hear if you hear some strange noises. So I've got a list here of well, Kevin gave me 18 questions to answer, and then I think I have to add one myself. So I've done that. Then of course I'm going to tag a few people at the end of the video to do their response. So we'll get cracking. So the first question was favourite movie of all time. That's actually pretty hard, as we all sort of know. I can't really just sort of pick one, but I mean, I don't know, you got movies like sort of Stand By Me. That's always been one of my favourites. You've got Ghostbusters, which is another film I used to watch all the time when I was a lot younger. But I might pick this one here, The Blues Brothers. Just to be perhaps a little bit different. This is just a great film. I just think it's one of the sort of a one of a kind type films. Actually, sort of classed as a musical, I suppose. Sort of got a lot of sort of blues music in it. I'm not necessarily a fan of musicals, but this is actually a good one because it's got some nice sort of blues music in it. And the second question, yeah, what's your sort of the favourite scene from this movie? Well, I think this is so many dimension really. At the very sort of beginning of the movie, John Belushi, he sort of says, reckons that the car that they're driving hasn't got much pickup in it. So Dan Aykroyd sort of floors it and jumps over this bridge, which is actually a really cool scene. And then you've got when they go to Ray's Music Exchange, and Ray Charles is in there, and he sort of plays a song on the piano, and the scene where they sort of go to the diner, they order their lunch. That's a very interesting scene. So that's a good movie, and just full of some great scenes. Third question is favourite actor and actresses. I mean, I've always been a fan of Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio, Bruce Willis. Female actresses, what have I written down here? Well, a big fan of the French actress Audrey Tautou. Sandra Bullock, I think that she always makes great movies, I think. What else have I got written down? I think that's two I've got written down. I'm sure there's more than that though. But anyway, we'll keep going. Next question is most annoying actor or actresses. I think I only sort of think of actors. I can't think of any female ones that I don't necessarily like. Of course, I don't know, Jack Black. I think a lot of people have already said that, but I always sort of find him very annoying. Also, I might be the only one, but Michael Cera. He was out of Juno and the other movie, which I can't think of at the moment. Anyway, I don't know. I just he's a very annoying person. I think. I mean, he's probably a great person in real life, but I just think he's. I don't know. This might be a silly reason, but I didn't like him much in Juno. He was because he gets his girlfriend pregnant, and then he doesn't really seem to be all that interested in I don't know, taking part of of being a father. I don't know. To me, he just seemed really I don't know, very sort of casual about the whole thing. But anyway. Probably Vince Vaughn. He's probably another one that I don't necessarily like. I can't think of any other sort of female ones though, sort of offhand. I think there's probably a few, but I can't think of them at the moment. Anyway, favourite directors. I mean, you've got I don't know, probably the most common ones, I suppose. Steven Spielberg, James Cameron, Ridley Scott. You've also got, in terms of something a bit different, I suppose, you know, Luc Besson, who did like The Fifth Element, Leon the Professional, The Femme Nikita. Then you got Jean-Pierre Renault, I think that's how you pronounce it. He did like Emily, obviously Audrey Tautou was in that movie, and A Very Long Engagement. Another one would have to be, you know, David Fincher. I think he makes some great films, which it's actually one of his movies I'm going to mention in a minute. Actually, probably a couple of his movies actually I'm probably going to mention in a minute. Guilty pleasure movies, that's question 6. Can't necessarily think of any sort of guilty pleasures, I suppose. I could think of perhaps, I could probably say, you know, the original, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. I think that's just an absolute. I mean, you can, yeah. I don't want to necessarily say that's a guilty pleasure because I think that is actually a really good movie. That's definitely one of my favourite movies. That one. I think it's just still for a low budget movie. That's actually a very well made movie. Great storyline, great characters, and just yeah, definitely good. The only thing, and maybe you know, Battleship. I think I actually didn't mind that one for what it was. It was actually you know, pretty good. And you know, probably. The movie 2012, that's a movie that no one seemed to like, but I don't mind that. What's next? Question 7, favourite tearjerker. Yeah, I had a bit of a think about this one, and I couldn't think of anything major. I mean, last movie probably the last 2 movies that I've sort of got a bit emotional in, I suppose. Would have to be probably Brave. I think towards the end. I'm not spoiling anything, I suppose. When the mother sort of fighting the other bear, that sort of, I don't know, for some reason that got me a bit emotional. And I had another one there, didn't I? What was that? Probably the Dark Knight, I suppose, when Batman's getting beaten up. That was a bit, you know, that was a bit sad and a bit emotional. What's next? Question 8. A character from a movie that scared you the most. Another question I sort of had a bit of trouble answering. And probably, I don't know, this might, I don't know, people might agree, but I sort of thought the wraiths from the Lord of the Rings movies, they were a bit scary, I thought, when I sort of first watched Lord of the Rings. They were just, I don't know, these sort of big, tall, you know, sort of death-like looking creatures, and you know, that was a bit scary, I thought. And there's also probably I remember watching the original RoboCop movie for the second time. There's this, at the beginning of the movie where those sort of bad guys are sort of shooting you know, the guy that becomes RoboCop. That scene there sort of scared the crap out of me a bit. It was really violent, and just all these guys just shooting, you know, absolutely blowing away this guy. That was a bit scary when I think I was only probably, you know, really young at the time when I sort of watched that. But that was a bit scary, I thought. I probably also got when I was a kid, I remember watching Ghostbusters and watching the Zool character when Squanny Weaver comes home and she sort of sits in a chair and just sort of hand just pops up. that was a bit scary. Question 9 is a movie that you love but everyone hates. That would have to be probably Alien 3. I think Alien 3 is just an absolute fantastic movie, and gets a lot of shit from other people, which I don't think it deserves. Battleship, which I just love that movie, I suppose. But I thought that was, for what it was, I thought it was actually pretty good. But a lot of people, you know, give that shit. I mean, it has a few really stupid scenes in it, I must admit, but I actually didn't mind that one. Probably another movie I don't necessarily love, I suppose, but The Green Lantern, which came out a few years ago. I thought that was actually, for what it was, you know, pretty good. A lot of people just absolutely hated it. And a movie that probably no one's probably going to say in this one, Sarah Jessica Parker did a movie a year or two ago. I don't know how she does it, which is just an absolute flop, and everyone hated it. Which I actually did watch, and I actually didn't think it was that bad, I thought, really. Next we've got question 10, a movie that you hate but everyone loves. There's probably a couple here. I watched Black Swan which I did a review of, and absolutely just, yeah, really didn't like it much. But I'm actually going to give that movie another watch. Actually, might do that tonight actually, because I actually want to make a video about that, talking about that movie and a few other movies. So I'm going to give it another watch. What else I got? Oh, Hubba with a Shotgun. I didn't really like that. I thought that was just a bit too I don't know, too much. I don't know, just too much for me, I think. Oh, the movie with Will Ferris, The Good Guys. I thought that was supposed to be a funny movie, but I didn't laugh once in that. Also, probably just watched like a few people, but I actually sort of watched Stanley Kubrick's The Shining a few months ago, and I think for the second time. I hadn't watched it for quite some time. Actually, I really didn't like that movie. I thought that was just an absolutely terrible movie. Question 11, your favourite movie duo. That would have to be Jake and Elwood from the Blues Brothers movie. I think they're just a great duo. Question 12, your favourite animated films. It would have to be Heavy Metal. I just think that's just an absolute. I just absolutely love this movie. Not necessarily perhaps the best movie in the world. I think it's just a movie that I sort of watched when I was a young teenager and just absolutely sort of fell in love with at the time. And I think maybe if I perhaps watched it today for the first time, I probably wouldn't necessarily love it as quite as much. I just love the sort of it's all. I think there's like six or seven sort of short stories, just sort of pure science fiction and fantasy sort of stories, are sort of short, 10 or 15-minute stories, and I just think it's a great movie. I think great sort of animation, just really sort of nice sort of hand drawn stuff. So that's my pick. Probably I don't know, something a bit more recent. Probably Wall-E. I think that's just a really great CGI movie. I just love the storyline on that one. Another one would have to be 101 Dalmatians. I think that's just a great movie, great animation in that movie. What's next? Number 13, actors or actresses that you've got a crush on. I used to have a huge crush on Drew Barrymore when I was younger. I think she's in some pretty terrible movies, but she's pretty good looking, I thought. Mila Kunis, Hilary Swank, Audrey Tautou, of course. I don't know, a man crush, I suppose it has to be Bruce Willis. Question 14, favourite movie villain. I mean, you've got the normal, Darth Vader, Bane, I guess, the Predator, the Alien from the Aliens movies, probably Chucky from the Chucky movies. I thought he was always a pretty cool villain. Movie that surprised you, probably the recent Planet of the Apes movie, which came out a year or two ago. I just remember going to cinema and just thinking this is not going to be that great, and sort of ended up just sort of loving it once I sort of left the cinema. I just thought it was an absolutely great film. I think I even sort of put that at number 1 as my favourite sort of film, I think, of that year. Hugo, the other one that, and Battleship, I suppose, is another one too. Question 16, who is your favourite? Who is your least favourite director? That was a bit hard. I couldn't really think of any one terrible. I mean, I think even some of the great film directors make bad movies occasionally. I can say probably Michael Bay, I suppose. But I don't think I necessarily sort of hate any of his movies. I mean, he made Con Air, didn't he? I think that was a good movie. He made Pearl Harbor, which a lot of people absolutely hated, but I didn't think it was a bad movie when I watched it, a year or two ago. So yeah, we'll just say Michael Bay, I suppose, anyway. Question 17. What's your favourite book turned movie? I don't think I necessarily read a lot of books that are sort of turned into movies. Well, if you want to go, I don't know if comic books count, but you've probably got Ninja Turtles, the Heavy Metal movie. That's actually based on a magazine. Fight Club's a really good movie, which I assume the book's good too. The Hunger Games. Also I've got written down. You've got like some of the animated ones like Watership Downs and Plague Dogs. They're based on books and they're really good movies. There's a movie, this is sort of in reverse, there's a movie called Feeling Minnesota, which stars Cameron Diaz and Keanu Reeves, which I think, from what I heard, was actually they made the movie first and then they wrote a book based on it. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm not sure if that's true, but I don't know. And question 18, what is a movie that changed or has a significant impact on your life? I really couldn't think of one, to be honest. Not really. I suppose every movie you watch probably has some sort of impact on you, doesn't it? I think. I mean, I think Kevin, he was talking about Forrest Gump. He said he was going to do a proper in-depth review of that, which I'm actually looking forward to. I reckon that'd be absolutely great. I think Forrest Gump, I think that was actually a really good movie, and I guess in some ways that did have an impact also, on your way of thinking. I think. I mean, you've got a character that's not particularly bright, but yet he did all these extraordinary things and met all some very sort of famous people, and it's sort of I guess in some, I mean, I don't know, in some ways I'm a bit, I have a few hang-ups on certain things, and so in some ways I don't sort of necessarily try, to do certain things. I mean, I was a bit reserved sometimes, and whereas sort of Forrest Gump was, he didn't sort of have that. He was very much just trying to get through life. I mean, he was, he sort of had his sort of understanding of the world was sort of very sort of simple, and he's always trying to do the right thing, and you know what I mean. And so he just that's sort of what he relied on, just do the right thing and to do what's right, and I think that's and that's by doing that he became. I mean, obviously that's a movie, but yet he still managed to do all these extraordinary things. There's actually another movie with Robin Williams, which is called, what's it called? The World According to Garp, which is actually very similar to Forrest Gump. If you ever want to check that movie out, well, at least I think it has a very sort of lot of similarities to it. And that's so that's the 18 questions that Kevin gave me. I'm supposed to add a question and then do some and and tag a few people. I couldn't think of one, so I'll just put question 19 is going to be what was the last movie that you bought? I think I might just ask that question. Now, of course, I've got to tag some people. I had 3 people, but I think one's already been tagged or is going to be tagged. I was going to do ANDREWBALLINA, I'm pretty sure he's already going to be tagged. But if he hasn't been tagged, then then I'm going to tag him. But otherwise, you can just disregard my tag or whatever. But you also got Brad, Xbox Gamer 82. I might tag him. We might start sort of hearing his response. And Mr. Oz Video 985, another Australian. Well, they're both Australian YouTubers. So I'll tag sort of both of them and Andrew as well if he hasn't already been tagged. So that's my video. That's my answers. I hope you sort of enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon with another video. See ya.